Rome, 79 AD. But today, we're not in the capital. We're in Pompeii, Rome's coastal city on the Bay of Naples. One ordinary day before the sky turns into a ceiling. The streets are already warm underfoot. The stones hold yesterday's sun. You can smell smoke from breakfast fires, sour wine, and the salty tang of the sea. Most cities vanish slowly. War, poverty, time. Pompeii vanishes fast. I used modern AI tools to reconstruct Pompeii as it would have felt in 79, based on archaeology, ancient records, and what the city still preserves. Street ruts, wall paintings, shop counters, graffiti. We're going to move in close, stand at street level, and feel what it was like to be there. Some details are known with precision: street layouts, building footprints, fountains, temples. Other details are educated guesses: fresh paint colours, bronze fittings long since stripped, fabrics, the exact noise of a market at a specific hour. So the rule is simple: accuracy where we can prove it, honesty where we can't. All right, let's walk. Pompeii is a Roman city with tens of thousands of people, plugged into Rome's economy like a gear in a bigger machine. Wine, olive oil, garum fish sauce, textiles, money moves through here. And at the centre of it all is the Forum, the civic heart where law, religion, and status share the same stone. So our first stop is at the edge of the city, where the day begins. First you notice the sound, iron rims on stone, then the smell, wet dust, animal sweat, bread starting to bake. And then, what hits you last, is how tight the city feels. Close walls, narrow streets, life stacked on life. This is a gate on Pompeii's edge. In 79, it isn't just an entrance. It's a filter, a checkpoint, a funnel for people and goods. What you'd see if you stood here. Carts lined up, drivers arguing over right-of-way, slaves carrying baskets, moving fast, eyes down. Election slogans painted on walls like modern posters. Why it mattered. A Roman city runs on movement. If you control entry points, you control trade and who gets watched. The human reality. If you're a shopkeeper, dawn is opportunity. If you're poor, dawn is survival. Pressure point, danger, traffic jams, theft, and the constant risk of fire in a city built to burn. What's here today? You can still walk these stones. The ruts are still cut into them, daily routine carved into rock. Now we move inward towards smell, heat, and the first real crowd. First you notice yeast, then cheap smoke, then the tight impatience of people who don't want to wait, but have no choice. This is a bakery. In 79, it's not just food, it's fuel, it's order, it's status. What you'd see if you stood here. A stone mill turned by a donkey, grinding grain into flour. Loaves cooling in stacks, stamped with a maker's mark. A street counter serving hot bowls to workers with no kitchen at home. Why it mattered: bread is a schedule. Miss the loaf, miss the day. The human reality. Most Romans eat fast, standing, talking, swallowing heat and smoke. You hear gossip before you taste the food. Pressure point, danger, one spark, one tipped lamp, one bad wind, and a whole block can go up. Pivotal moment, mini story. Look at the wall. Names, promises, insults. Someone is always trying to become somebody. What's here today? Ovens, mills, counters, like the workers just stepped out. Now we follow the street uphill, toward the stones that decide who matters. First, you notice the space, then the echo, then the fact that everyone changes posture here, like the ground demands respect. This is the Forum. In 79, it isn't just a plaza, it's the city's public brain, what you'd see if you stood here. Temples with tall steps and bright painted details. Officials and scribes handling contracts and disputes. Statues of powerful men watching everyone who walks through why it mattered. Religion, law, and reputation all share the same address. If you want to be seen, you come here. The human reality. If you're a citizen, the Forum is pride. If you're not, it's a reminder. Rome has rules, and you're not writing them. Pressure point, danger. Crowds turn fast. One rumour can move through this space like fire. Pivotal moment, mini story. A messenger arrives, whispering about tremors in the countryside. People shrug. Deals continue. Normal life trains you to ignore warnings. What's here today? Columns, steps, inscriptions, enough to rebuild the skeleton of power. Now we slip off the public stone and into the private world, where Rome hides its luxury. First you notice cool shade, then the sound changes, street noise becomes distant, and then you see it. Wealth isn't loud, it's controlled. This is a domus. In 79, it isn't just a home, it's a statement, I belong. What you'd see if you stood here, a shallow pool catching light under the roof opening, wall paintings that fake gardens and distant landscapes,